Hey everyone, it is the real Randy Chavez coming at you with a Tesla stock Square video. I just plan to talk on these two today. Square because we have seen it go past $100 over the past week or so, and it is just really just taking off, even though Q2 is really going to be bad for them because most of the money and profits that they make is from transactions from their stores that have the Square chip app, the whole thing similar to Clover. And they do make a lot in Bitcoin, even though the margins on that are so small. They only make 20 million on it or whatever each quarter. At least that's what I did in Q1. For the everything else as far as user goes, they have more users now than PayPal's Venmo. PayPal's Venmo was kind of stalled because originally it was just Venmo, and then once PayPal bought it, it's like okay, then big company bureaucracy. Not a lot gets done when big companies do that. So that's why I like Jack Dorsey, and because he's a big fan of Elon Musk, and he's kind of continuing what Elon Musk had when he was at PayPal. And I think, again, if I had the option of Square or PayPal, which I did, I bought Square instead of PayPal. I think I've seen better returns on that than someone were to buy PayPal, 3 months ago. Anyway, that was the timeline for that. I should buy more, even though it's past $100 a share now. Going forward, excuse me. We're trying to figure. Someone was on Twitter. I think it was Robert Smith, something Smith. Basically, put together like a quick formula on how much Tesla shares would go up if if Tesla posts a profit and are included in the S&P 500. All they have to do is $1 profit, and with Elon, of course, telling the SEC to suck his dick and referencing the shorts, meaning that shorts are. The actual tweet was, "Who loves short shorts? I love short shorts," or something along those lines. And obviously, he was referencing people that short Tesla that have lost like $20 billion this year for short. Fucking idiots. So anyway, they're going. Let's say, it was a normal consensus that Tesla had 150 million shares in float. Basically means that okay, they have 180 million shares. 30 million of which are taken up by like Elon, Ron Barron, people that are not going to sell. And 150 million, or in his case, 147.3 million shares as of, I think, Thursday, were the shares that were available to be traded. Even though I think only like 14 to 15 million shares are traded each day, that's how much is usually. Although on Thursday, there was like 16, 17 million because it was so huge. People are buying because of the good production numbers. So if we take 147,300,000 and when we multiply it by the stock price of $1,209, that's what it ended on Thursday, you get $178.2 billion in float. So that's how much that you would have to spend to get all of that. Now we have I don't know how many basis points they have, like 66. So basically, so the position weight in the S&P 500 would be about 66 basis points. And if you have $4.6 trillion of that S&P 500 multiplied by 66 basis points, that's $30.6 billion. So you have $30,600,000,000 that is going to go to buy Tesla, that index funds, people that have to, and not just like normal retail investors like myself, it's just index funds that have to go and they have to say, okay, that's in the S&P now, we have to buy it because that's what we do. I think it's the 22nd, Tesla's now the 22nd most valuable company in the S&P. So if you have that, so you take the $30.6 billion and you divide it by however much float there is, which is 178.2 billion, that gives you about 12%. And 12% is really, if we follow that math, is what you would see the stock go up by, which would be an extra, $1,400, no, I'm sorry, $140, give or take. So that goes up just the day after they are included. Like, even though if it's announced that they post a profit in late July, they'll say, okay, we posted it, the stock will go up just from that news alone. And then once it is included in the S&P 500, that is when that estimated 12% is going to happen, that 12% increase. Again, I wanted to say like 5 to 10%. 12% seems a little high, but that's the math. Now Tesla, judging on the stock price, again, just going short term here, Tesla has 600,000 vehicles right now that don't have full self-driving, that they just don't have it. By the year end of 2021, they should have about 1.7 million vehicles on the road, and maybe 10% of those Tesla owners get full self-driving. So figure about $277 million in 2021, which doesn't sound like a lot. Now, $277 million, they got paid more in ZEV credits last quarter than this. They had 354 million in ZEV credits, so it's not a lot, but that's recurring every single year that they're going to get that, and because it's going to grow. It's going to continuously grow. Tesla's going to be producing more and more vehicles, and even though they're not going to buy it, some people might not, you'll have the option of subscribing to it. Now, as functionality improves, prices and the percentage of people that want it will go up. So not only not including the full self-driving subscriptions, by the end of the decade, it has been hypothesized that those subscriptions will make up about $7 billion a year. Now, if you combine that with what I said the other day with Tesla, let's say they have 10 million cars on the road, 10 million people having Tesla insurance, which, let's say, again, lowball at $80 a month, that's $80 million dollars a year for Tesla. So you're looking at $7.8 billion in free cash flow, because they crash so uncommonly. They'll keep most of that $800 million. Again, that's by the end of 2030. Now, when autonomous driving is solved, ARK Invest, Kathy Wood, CEO there, I freaking love her. Go look her up. They're predicting that if full autonomous driving is solved, if you have a car that has full autonomous driving, you will get an average of $10,000 a year free cash flow to yourself. Now, also moving with that, you could have multiple vehicles do that, and you could like if you have 10 vehicles, $100K a year, and obviously that's just before you start to pay off the cars. But even Elon Musk said in July of 2019, correct, is 8 July 2019, says a fully autonomous car that can function as a robo-taxi is several times more valuable than a non-autonomous car. So if you take a look at that, and let's say, I ordered 2 Cybertrucks, one a few months ago, one the other day, to lock in the $7,000 full self-driving price, as opposed to now it's $8,000, because one I'll keep, and the other, if it's full, let's say full self-driving is solved by that time, like if it's solved by 2023 when I get them, and let's say it's $200,000, like it's 60 for the car and then 150 for, or even $100,000, because he said several times more. I have to look at that quote again because I forgot what I wrote. Yeah, it's going to be several times more valuable. So even if we only do double the value, so let's say 120, so 60 for the Cybertruck, and then 120 for the full autonomous driving, $180,000. Now, if I pay $70,000 for it after whatever, and I offer someone like, hey, this is worth $180,000, I'll give it to you for $150,000. I pocket $80,000 from that. I might do that. Or, yeah, I think I would do that, because even if it's $10K a year, I would have to. Yeah, I don't need $10K a year is not going to be that much, but $80,000 right in pocket. Oh, okay, yeah, fuck it, I'll do that. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. That is it. That's just why I'm going to. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's just what I'm doing. I'm going to buy more. This is my predictions of what will happen, and that's it. I love you all.